All right, I think we got a winter for ourselves, and this morning we just got our first snow dump and the landscape looks phenomenal. Unfortunately, according to the weather forecast, it's not gonna last for long, a couple of hours at most. So I thought I'm not gonna waste my time driving around somewhere up north because it's, well, I don't have too much time. So I thought I'm gonna come to the same spot that I've been on my last video here in the Pentlands Regional Park, and yeah, I think there is enough snow and I think the landscape looks kind of different with different atmosphere. So I thought I'll try to take maybe similar images that I took on my previous video, and maybe I'll be able to find a few more other interesting compositions now when the atmosphere is different. Some different compositions might pop out. I might see something that I didn't see before. So for my first shot I decided to come here to the same spot that I've been before with the three pine trees that I photographed before, and this time I thought I'll try to take the same image but with the snow covering all the trees and see if I can improve the composition. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to try and navigate all this snowy moss and all these bushes around me and get closer to the trees and snap an image. Let's do this. Right, so I got the shot. It's not as great as I wish it was. I think it needs a little bit more snow. We need a lot heavier snow dump than this one. And I took the same shot with this sort of a boardwalk that goes into the distance with this a single pine tree standing next to it. The same shot that I took before, just this time with the snowy landscape. I think it looks kind of nice. Alright, so after I took my last shots, I thought I'm gonna come to the same spot that I photographed in my last video, and that is these two trees kinda standing not too far away from each other. It's just this time I thought I would like to experiment and see if the composition is better with the forest covered in snow. And while I was walking, a really magical moment happened. Basically, the sun came out behind the clouds and illuminated the forest, and it looked really amazing with all these beautiful highlights and this golden light sort of contrasting with this sort of cold white snow laying all around me. And I guess it just was one of those moments when you need to drop everything and shoot the light. I didn't have any obvious compositions around me, so I just basically dropped my bag, took my tripod, took my camera, and I think I found a few cool compositions. Not the best, not the greatest, but I think they're kind of work, especially in that moment. And one of them is this one, with this a branch of fern laying on a snowy ground with backlit by the rising sun. I don't know if the images are going to work. Obviously, I'm going to figure out once I'll get back home, but if they're any good, I'm gonna put them here on the screen. Alright, and now that I'm here, I think it's time for me to grab my camera and take a couple of shots of the same trees that I was talking before. Oh dear, the same magical moment is happening. I think it's time to grab my camera and take a few shots of these trees. And if these images are any good, I'm gonna put here on the screen for you to evaluate. So, let's go. Alright, I think I'm having quite a lot of fun today. The weather is so far really good. It's not as dramatic and atmospheric as it was in the morning while I was still having breakfast at home. It was like really the peak of this sort of mini snowstorm. Unfortunately, I was too slow to get in position when all that beautiful weather was happening. But anyways, not to complain, I think I got a few more couple of cool shots, basically, which is what you see behind me. And it's this road, the fence and the trees sort of kind of nicely lining up and leading towards the distant Pentland Hills. So I took out sort of like a landscape shot of that. And then I took a couple of shots with the sheep grazing in a distance, utilizing some negative space, and I think they're not too bad. I'm gonna put the images on the screen for you to see and see what you think. And now I think it's time for me to grab my backpack and dive back into the forest and see if I can find any more interesting compositions while the snow is here. It's definitely not gonna last for long. And the sky is clearing up and the sun is becoming more and more dominant in the sky. So obviously the snow will be gone in a couple of hours. So yeah, let's get back to work. Alright, I think I got quite a pleasing shot. I've been walking around this quite dense little woodland, and I found three birch trees sort of in the distance, and in the foreground I have a fern sort of all heavily covered with the snow. It's a simple shot, but I think it's a good one. And here is my shot. Alright, I think I got a few cool shots. Sort of like an idea was to go down low, grab my 24 to 70 mm lens, sort of go down low next to the forest floor and grab sort of like a miniature intimate scenes of the forest around me. I think I got a few cool shots. I'm definitely going to put them on the screen for you to have a look and see what you think. Look at this beautiful light just behind me. Look at this. The sun is out and it's illuminating the forest really nicely. I think I'm going to walk around, see if I can find a few more sort of like a miniature scenes, the ones something similar that I took before. So while the light is still here, let's go, let's not waste time, and let's find some more compositions, wintry compositions. Oh man, I'm kinda having difficulty feeling my hands, and yeah, when it comes to finding any more compositions, I was not successful. The sun is now way too high in the sky and is becoming way too harsh. The light is way too harsh. So I guess that marks the end of this video. It's time for me to pack my stuff and go home and see if I captured any cool images for today. So I guess, as always, thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, and if you found this video interesting or entertaining, then do consider subscribing, share, drop a comment, do all of that good stuff, and I'll see you on the next one next week. Peace!